Call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Blackstock.
Here.
Blair.
Here.
Horn.
Here.
Pasalis.
Here.
Huda.
Here.
Town. Here. Simons.
Here. All present and accounted for. Kathy, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
We'll talk about.
All right, moving on to the approval of the agenda. I would like to add something to the agenda, and it's an appointment of John Kelp to the Park Commission. We'd put that under new business 4, if it's all right with the board. I'll make a motion that we add John Kelp to it.
I support. What commission was it going to, Larry?
Park Commission, he was on the Park Commission, but he was going to get off, and now he didn't run, so now we're going to appoint him. All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there anything else on the approval of the agenda?
Excuse me, who made the motion? Second?
I made the motion, and I believe it was Mr. Boda. Boda. If there's nothing else, then I'll address that motion. Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of December 19th, 2016, and December 28th, 2016 special meeting. They're in your packet.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the meeting of December 19th, 2016, and the special meeting of December 28th, 2016.
I'll support.
It's been moved and supported that we approve the minutes of 19 and 28th of December. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak about anything that's not on the agenda? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have C1, December 20th, 2016 St. Clair River Sewer and Water Authority minutes. We have C2 as a 2016 building department report. I have the C3 as the 2016 Rose Hill Cemetery reports. And we have the C4 as the November 2016 Revenue and Expenditure report. So if there's no questions on the consent, a motion to approve it.
I'll make that motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll support.
It's been moved and supported that we accept the consent agenda as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to disbursements, and you'll have to look at this other sheet that was put on our spots for the disbursements. Disbursements are invoices of $45,364.39. We have accounts payable, $14,167.17. We have a payroll of $16,858.44. We have a payroll direct deposit of $8,025.22. And we have EFTs of $25,666.25. For a total disbursement of $110,081.47.
I'll make a motion we pay the bills in the amount of $110,081.47.
I'll support.
It's been moved and supported that we pay the bills in the sum of $110,081.47. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Blackstock,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pat Sallis.
Yes.
Huda,
Yes.
Town, yes. Simons.
Yes, motion carries, we pay the bills. Moving on to new business, we have item number 1 under new business is a 2017 mileage rate of 53.5 cents per mile. I believe that's down, I think it was 54 something.
I
was
was gonna
54
ask that
cents.
same question.
And then the gas goes up yesterday
Yeah.
for the tax.
Of course.
I don't get it, but whatever. That's, this would be the new state for the rate, so I guess we need a motion to adopt that.
Also move.
Support.
All right, it's been moved and supported that we accept the mileage rate of 53.5 cents per mile. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Blair,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Pasalis,
Yes.
Huda,
Yes.
Town, yes. Blackstock,
Yes.
Simons.
Yes, motion carries. We adopt the millage rate for the mileage. Mileage, not millage, mileage rate. Next item, number 2, is the April 2017 MTA conference. And why I put that on the agenda is because this is the first year they've moved it to April. So now the sign-up date for this started today, January the 3rd. If anybody on the board wants to go to the conference, we have to get a confirmation number before we can book any housing, and the housing isn't going to open up until January 17th. But you got to have your conference paid for before you can do your housing. So that's why I brought it up, because I don't want to get shorted. I plan on going, if the board lets me. We don't want to get shorted on the housing and not be in the main building, so.
Do we know where that is this year?
It's in April 8th, 9th, 10th?
Where is it at?
April 10,
It's in Lansing.
Lansing this year?
training is the 10th. and the
No, it's April
conference
10th through the 13th.
I'll make a motion that anyone that would like to attend the MTA conference from April 10th to the 13th in Lansing be allowed to go without necessary expenses.
I'll support.
All right, it's been moved and supported that we allow anyone that wants to go on the board to the conference. Is there any further discussion? I have one thing. Whoever wants to go, if you could let me know tonight, if you're planning on going, so I
would
can,
like to go.
I can get it rolling to get us booked up. Okay, is there any other further discussion on the conference? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Horn,
Yes.
Pasalis,
Yes.
Huda,
Yes.
Town, yes. Blackstock,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Simons.
Yes, motion carries. All right, moving on to new business 3, Park Commission Chair Cindy Boda.
Hi, my name's Cindy Bodan. I'm the chair of the Park Commission. I'd like to talk to the residents of East China. On the evening of December 23rd, between 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning, we had 2 of our brand-new gates on the soccer field entrance. One was totally bent in half. The other one was knocked off the rollers. Somebody had to have spent some time doing that damage. If there's anybody that saw anybody there, that saw a car or a truck or whoever it was that did that vandalism, we just put those gates in the summer. We were doing it in preparation to doing an automatic gate. Now we have to replace the one gate for sure and do repairs to the other one. This is your tax dollars at work. We try to do whatever we can in the park to keep things up and replace things. And as we're doing things and people vandalize them, it's pretty disheartening to the board, the park board, it should be to the people of East China that pay their taxes and like to see things nice. There's a lot of things that go on over there. This was something that was major. So if there's anybody that saw anything that night, it was Christmas Eve morning or the evening before. And please call the township hall and they'll convey it to the sheriff. The sheriff was called. There was some red paint on the gates. If anybody's, I don't know that it was a teenager. I'm not blaming teenagers for it. It was somebody that either wanted to get in or wanted to get out. We don't know. So, there's other things that go on over there. The people that ride the snowmobiles on the soccer fields, we try to keep those up, and people that dump out the garbage in the barrels at the sledding hill to ride the barrel down the hill. If you have kids that are over there and you're dropping them off, maybe a little bit of supervision might help. Maybe it's not kids, maybe it's adults that are doing it. But I just like to remind everybody in East China, if you do see anything, you see any of this damage going on, to please contact the township hall and to have some respect. There's a reason why the park is closed in the winter, to keep, some of that from happening. We try to keep the sledding hill open and the dog park, and we keep the bike path plowed. So anybody that sees any damage going on over there, please call the township hall.
Thank you, Cindy. That gate is quite an expensive fix for the township, and, it comes out of somebody's budget, but eventually it comes out of the taxpayer's pocket. I mean, we spend a lot of money to just, the park commission, to have those gates put in. Yeah, I don't know the answer to it. And also, Cindy, you didn't mention about the bridge, that we're putting a new bridge over there, and we want to keep the snowmobiles and bikers off those bridges, because the snowmobiles just tear that wood up, so,
We
If
do
you-
have a brand new bridge.
yeah, so we want to keep them off that.
That damage, or not damage, well, it was damaged, but where the red paint was on the gate from a vehicle, it was over here at the soccer field fence on 29, or down Record.
29.
29?
That's where the damage was to the brand new gates at the soccer entrance of the park.
It's
Yeah,
one entrance, but it's two gates, and they each cover half the entrance. And they damaged one extensively, the south one.
And the other one knocked all the
Yeah.
roller covers off, knocked the gate off the rollers, and
Yeah, if anybody sees anything, let us know. Okay, thank you, Cindy. Moving on to resolutions, 01.
We have number 4, Larry.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot I wrote it down here, too. The next is number 4 under new business, adding John Cribb to the park, Kelp to the park commission. He was a park commissioner. He was going to not run. He didn't run, so he's agreed to accept, and we can only appoint him for 2 years until the next election, which will be 11/1 of 18, I believe.
I'll make a motion that we appoint John Kelp to the Park Commission through December, did you say, Larry?
Yeah, 11/1 of 18.
Through 11/1 of 18.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported that we appoint John to the Park Commission. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we move on to Resolution 01-2017, or 2017, Performance Indemnification. Mr. Boda has volunteered to read that.
Babe, that's a long one.
This will be Resolution 01-2017, Performance and Identification. Minutes of a regular meeting of the Township Board of East China Township, County of St. Clair, Michigan, held in the Township Hall on the 3rd day of January 2017 at 7:30. The following resolution was offered by Member Boda and supported by
Simons.
Simons. Whereas East China Charter Township, hereinafter referred to as a governmental body, from time to time makes the application to the Michigan Department of Transportation, hereinafter referred to as the department, for permits hereinafter referred to as permit, to construct, operate, and/or maintain utility or other facilities, or to conduct other activities on, over, and under state trunk line right-of-ways at various locations within and adjacent to its corporate limits. Now therefore, in consideration of the department granting such permit to the governmental body, agrees that, 1, it will faithfully fulfill all permit requirements and will identify, save harmless, represent, and defend the State of Michigan Transportation Commission, the department, and all officers, agents, and employees thereof, and those governmental bodies performing permit activities for the department and all officers, agents, and employees thereof, pursuant to a maintenance contract for loss or damage to property and environmental damage or degradation, and from attorney's fees and related costs arising out of, under, or by reason of the presence of the governmental body's facilities, and/or its installation, construction, operation, maintenance, or other activities which are being performed under the terms of the permit, on, over, and/or under the state trunk line right-of-way, except claims resulting from the sole negligence or willful acts or omissions of said department, its officers, agents, employees, and contracting governmental bodies and officers, agents, and employees thereof, performing permit activities. 2, the department shall not be subject to any obligations or liabilities by vendors and contractors of a governmental body or their subcontractors or any other person not a party to the permit without a specific prior written consent and notwithstanding the issuance of the permit. 3, it will, by its own violation and/or request by the department, promptly restore and/or correct physical or operating damages to any state trunk line right-of-way resulting or arising out of the installation, construction, operation, and/or maintenance of the governmental body's facilities pursuant to a permit issued by the department. 4, the incorporation by the department of this resolution as part of a permit does not preclude the department requiring additional performance security or insurance when deemed necessary by the department. 5, this resolution shall continue in force from the date thereof until canceled by the governmental body or the department with no less than 30 days prior written notice to the other party. It will not be canceled or otherwise terminated by the governmental body with regard to any permit which has already been issued or activity which has already been undertaken. Be it further resolved that the following position or positions are hereby authorized to make applications to the Michigan Department of Transportation for the necessary permit to work within state trunk line rights-of-way on behalf of the governmental body. Larry Simon, Supervisor, Craig Town Clerk. All resolutions and parts of resolution insofar as they conflict with the provisions of this resolution be and the same hereby are rescinded.
Thank you, Don. Is there any questions on this? Does everybody know what we're talking about here? We have a lot of water lines, sewer lines that go underneath the road, parallel the road. Anytime we're digging in those areas, we have to, have permission from the state to do that and the county, and that's the reason why we have to do this permit. And we use it a lot. We do a lot of digging in those areas, and we have to put everything back the way it was. The big one, the last big one we did was that water line that we did up on the north end by the township St. Clair line. That was, and that's where they told us, what we needed extra shoring and put in because we were working in the right of way, which turned out to be a big deal. Okay, if no other questions, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carries. Next, we have Resolution 02-2017, establishing meeting dates for the 2017. Just one thing for our new members. If you look at our resolution numbers, they start at the beginning of every year with number 1. That's how all the resolutions are numbered, if you have to look up resolutions.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll read this Resolution 02, of 2017, establishing meeting dates. East China Charter Township, County of St. Clair, Michigan. Minutes of the regular meeting held by the Township Board of East China Charter Township, County of St. Clair, held in the Township Hall on the third day of January 2017 at 7:30 PM. The following resolution was offered by myself and supported by Buda. Be it resolved that the Township Board of East China does hereby establish that there will be two regular monthly meetings held by the Township Board for the year 2017 as follows. All regular meetings will be held at the Township Hall at 5111 River Road, East China. 2, meetings will be held on the first and third Mondays of each month and should begin promptly at 7:30. The dates of the meeting will be as follows. January 13 and 16th. January 3 and 16, February 6th and 21st, March 6th and 20th, April 3rd and the 17th, May 1 and the 15th, June 5th and the 19th, July 3 and the 17th, August 7th and the 21st, September 5th and the 18th, October 2nd and the 16th, November 6th and the 20th, and December 4th and the 18th. All resolutions in part be resolved insofar as they conflict with the provisions of this resolution, be and the same hereby are rescinded. One thing I wanted to add about this, it's always on the first and third Monday, but now we don't have a calendar. So if you're in doubt, call the hall. I mean, because some of them, they change because if the holiday falls on the Monday there, or we have to change to the following Tuesday. So with that, is there any further discussion on the meeting dates? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to announcements. I only have one that I'm adding it right now, is the Christmas trees. Just put them out in your regular trash and the MTERA will pick them up. So there's nothing special that has to be done. We've had a few calls today about Christmas trees and that, I called MTERA and that's in our contract that they take the trees.
You might want to talk to them. There's a neighbor on Myers Street, across the street, that's got about 5 or 6 grass bags still out the edge of the road. They've been there for 2 pickups now. You
No,
think
we're
they'd
not doing
know
we quit that in November. The place is closed, we can't take it. I mean, they're gonna have to take it.
Well, you'd think they would have put it away till
Well,
spring.
then they're gonna have to do something with it. We could possibly help them if they give us a call. They'd have to call us. With that, we'll move on to member comments. Mr. Horn.
I just want to wish everybody a safe and happy, healthy new year. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Pasal?
I just wanted to talk a little bit about what Cindy Bodell talked about with our park. We have the pleasure of having one of the most outstanding parks here in the county. In the last 6 months, we've had some issues. We've had some graffiti on our sidewalks. We have vandalism to our bathrooms, now vandalism to the gates. Our best protection can be our own eyes from our township, and we encourage all residents, if you see anything going on in the park, we want it to remain nice. We want it to remain a very asset to our community. Please let your local officials know, let us know, but at some point, we have to try to stop this vandalism because it is going to start running up the dollars in the park commission. Again, that's all going to come back to our taxpayers. And again, just if you see something, please let us know.
Thank you, and I agree.
I'd just like to say that, I can agree with Angelo with what he just said. When this happens, it's costing us all tax dollars, and we can spend the tax dollars in a lot better way than having to fix up the problems. So, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Town?
I have a letter from Comcast dated December 20, 2016. Previously, you were notified that Viceland and FYI Network would move to the digital preferred tier on or about December 22nd, 2016. This change will now take place on or about January 24, 2017. Customers are being notified of this change via bill message. It's signed by Shannon E. Doolin.
Thank you.
Greg, is that FYI or DYI?
FYI.
So that's not the do-it-yourself network, that's a different channel.
I'm not a
For your
Comcast
information.
person.
Comcast.
Okay.
I have
Excellent.
nothing, thank you.
I have nothing.
I got some. I always got some. We're still working on that Bobcat Toolcat, getting, he's having some trouble getting some prices from other dealers, because that is a my deal price. So we're probably not gonna beat that, and we can't really go to a competitive, manufacturer like John Deere or Case or something like that, because then all of our accessories all become obsolete. So he's still trying to get some more prices on what our old one is worth, so we'll probably have that at the next meeting. Mr. Town and I, we had a meeting with the sewer plant construction. We're hoping that's gonna be done probably, the end of this week. The sewer plant project should be done. We'll probably have to do a final punch list, and, we're hoping to get it done all closed out by the end of January. I think it was the 30th, wasn't it, Greg?
Yes, January 6th for completion of the work.
Right.
And final closeout by the 30th.
I talked with them over there today, and they really made some headway. They got the covers all done, they got the extensions on them. So we're hoping for the best with that.
They got those bearings covered then, now
Yep,
with the new
yep.
covers.
They put the extensions on, and they worked on that between Christmas and New Year's. They've had like 4 to 6 people out there working on it. So we're hoping to wrap that up. The other thing is, I got this, and I understand that we all got this invitation to the EDA. The only reason I was thinking about going was, they got the president of Detroit Edison, the CEO, is gonna talk. He's gonna talk about the new plant that they're building, the state-of-the-art power plant project, and the economic impact valued at $1 billion, and the decommissioning of the St. Clair power plant. I just think that one of us should go. I mean, I'd like to go, but anybody else that wants to go, I'd like to, maybe we'll have to make a motion to get
When is
permission to
that,
go.
Larry? When is that?
It's Valentine's Day. I don't know if you can,
Oh,
it's a big day for everybody.
I'll see if my wife will let me go.
But it's at 12 to 1:30, so it's only an hour and a half, but I think it'd be quite an opportunity to give some questions to this guy. So I guess what I'm saying, I think we need a motion if anybody wants to go, that, I mean, I would think the township should pick up the fee.
Where's that
for
at?
it. It's at the Alexander's Premier Banquet Facility at 1200 Gratiot Boulevard, Marysville.
May I have that?
Sure.
Thank you.
February 14th.
I mean, if so, we can call and make the reservations if anybody wants to
It
go.
was in your packet.
So if,
Maybe
I
not
guess we
this
need a
one, but
motion
last
to,
one.
I'll make the
Last
motion
one.
that we let people go to it if they want to go at the township's expense.
You want to be notified by, the latest, you want to be notified by.
Oh. The end of the week or the first part of next week.
So think to wait for
Yeah.
I'll support.
It's been moved and supported that we allow board members to go to this at, I think it's $35 because we're non-members. If we were members, it'd be 30. Is there any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. One other thing we had talked about in our past meetings is the training of the office. We're working on trying to get something set up. It's been the holidays too, so we're going to get together, Greg and I and the office people, probably this week, and try to get something worked out. Who's training and what we're training on and what we're looking to achieve out of this whole thing.
Looking for a schedule?
A schedule, yeah. But still, we want other people to be, not just, I think everybody should be training, including myself. I think I should know how to, if I'm here or Greg's here, at least know how to take water bills and taxes at the front counter and just help out that way. So we'll be getting training on that. With that, that's all I have. Wishing everybody a happy new year. The weather's been accommodating. It's not real cold out, so that's a plus. But it sounds like it's gonna get cold this week. So with that, I guess a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8 PM.
Support.
We have a motion to adjourn and second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.